Hi guys, I'm Alice Green and welcome back to the Funky Evolution Party. So today is a full moon in Aries and I don't really know what more to say to you guys except we have to burn everything down to rebuild it back up again. And I don't mean blowing up other people's homes and then displacing them and then complain and cry wolf when they come onto our shores and say we need help. Our taxes have gone into blowing up their homes and then you expect our taxes to go into rehoming them, and it's just this vicious cycle that will only end if we take the necessary steps and actually take down the problem, which is the governments who are fueling these and are making money into their own back pockets by using our taxes to fund and fuel destruction. It's 2024 and we should be building and not destroying everything, and that goes from looking at the new budget that the UK has set and their investor meeting, cutting the red tape, which are laws that were put in place to protect the most vulnerable of our society. And I don't mean people, I mean trees, I mean things that don't have a voice, that we are sat back silently going, oh great, it's going to bring in jobs and businesses, and it's not. It's going to destroy everything that's alive, including you, because without our trees you will have nothing to breathe. Without all these homes, just like what we're doing in other countries, all these displaced species are going to be on your doorstep. So do you want all those mosquitoes in your house? Very basic, but actually the problem, it gets further and further and further. And the reason this is because you have ex-lawyers who have no concept of human rights sending all our money to blow up other countries, and then you have people who have no environmental skills making decisions on getting rid of our green belt and putting carbon catchers and solar this really pisses me off. Solar panels are not green energy. Wind turbines are not green energy. They cannot be recycled. After 15 years, which is not a very long lifespan, right? They get dumped into the rainforest where no one's paying attention, and they're charging you along the way. So if you think, okay, you all think you're on this mad, crazy wages, actually you're not. By the time you take out all the tax, all the time, everything that they're taxing you on, so you tax you on your wages, then they tax you on everything you purchase, then they council tax you, and there's tax, and then they want me to pay a fucking TV license. I don't even watch TV or the BBC, but me doing this video independently and you wanting to watch this will mean that you have to pay for the BBC. BBC doesn't pay me, it's a publicly funded entity, and actually most of the public doesn't feel that it should be funding something that isn't really representing a worldly view. I am quite annoyed. I come from Australia where actually the concept of a TV license, most people would be like, no. But unfortunately, when you're crossing cultures and you come somewhere and you're like, why are people being paid to be brainwashed? And then you keep asking yourself, why do people stay silent when so much uneducated bullshit gets thrown at us all the time and we're supposed to digest it? So I heard about thought crime. What the fuck? So you think you can now arrest me just for thinking? This is the fundamental problem. So this goes to a guy who was praying in front of an abortion clinic in his head. How can that be proven, number one? And number two, can the system, and this is a serious question to our world leaders, can the system afford to foot putting people like me or good people who have never hurt anybody, who might have a thought, I mean, like, turn myself into a carnivorous plant and munch you, but I'm not hurting anybody. I'm not doing anything detrimental. My thoughts, yes, but my thoughts can also change. So you can arrest me based on a thought that I had that I've changed, but then I'm still in prison. It's ridiculous, it's psychotic, and it is as a way to police people and to keep us silent. Well, guess what? You can't police thoughts, because if you stop us from thinking, then we can't even produce. You can't send us to work because we are not allowed to think. And if you do think, then you'll be arrested because you don't fit in line with people's thinking. Then you have criminals running the country, and then there's no space for the criminals who have actually committed crimes in the prison because they're making space for people like us who haven't done anything wrong. Not to say that the police have been on my door, and if they did, I'm going to be like, What have I done? I've been thinking about people I don't like and composting them, and I've created a garden. How is that thinking process detrimental to society? Just as a quick, like, seriously, and this is just like a small section. This is what my thought process has created, and if that is illegal, then we really seriously need to take a step back and look at what the education system is teaching, because you can't be an ex-lawyer and think that there's no war crimes happening elsewhere. It's just not comprehensible. Your thoughts, okay, so this is another one for this business summit, that they didn't invite one of the most richest people in the world, Elon. Why would you do that? Because guess what? I actually studied business. This is something I've actually studied that I can give you sound advice on. Business is business. Keep your friendships to one side. If your friends want, because they're your friends, I'm sorry, that's not how business works, and you will never succeed as a business. You will never ever make money, and you will never go to the next level. Personal and businesses aside, I would not have achieved demolishing, building a growing site, digging ponds, putting up greenhouses if I let different people's personalities that I didn't like. I would never achieve anything. I actually don't like anyone. Doesn't mean I'm not going to like disconnect from the world and not actually do anything. You have to work with people you don't like. You have to suck it up, because your personal opinion and a proven business formula are two very separate things, and business is business and personal is personal. So when all of them are talking about their allies and, you know, what's the difference between a proxy and an ally, and like, oh, we're helping our friend. So my friend, we're at a bar, my friend starts kicking the shit out of people, throwing glasses everywhere, making a complete, do I then say I'm with my friend, or do I slowly escape and be like, I don't fucking know that person? And this is where world leaders need to get smarter. They're your allies, they're your friends, but actually these are the thugs that are going into bars and breaking shit up, and you're like, but that's my friend. Fine. Actually, that makes you an accessory to the crime. And this is where world leaders need to really get smart. European Commission, all of you. All of you. You are making us pay for mistakes that we as a generation did not create and not part of, but have been born into. These are not us for us to pay. You know, you went and stole land hundreds of years ago. Why should it be that the person that is born in a country that has nothing to do with that stolen land, except the fact that they had no choice but to be born into a country, now has to pay? What about just normal people living, and we drop the bullshit of the past? We realize, actually, you had no land rights for 3,000 years. It was taken over by the Romans, then it was taken over by the Turks. You want to talk about colonialism and then decolonize? Like, let's get the foundation straight, right? Where does it start and where does it stop? Because a psychology of a religion, which, you know, there are 3 different religions that all stem from the same place, so it doesn't actually belong to a particular psychology. It belongs to a particular type of biology. And guess what? It's my biology, and it's my fucking land, and I'm actually been displaced just because I am born in, you know, into a world where things were torn apart before I even had a chance to understand them. Now that I understand them, it's time that everybody packs their bags, gets the fuck out, and stops complaining, because the more you blow up people's villages, the more that those people are going to be coming knocking on your door, and then you're going to complain about that, and you're going to be like, oh, well, they're trying to phase us out. Well, no, actually, it's just the knock-on effects of what happens. It is, if you are a strategic manager, or if you look at problem solving or risk management, these are the risks that are associated with blowing up people's homes. They're not going to have anywhere to go. They're going to come to you and be like, I'm homeless. What are you going to do about it? Why do they keep showing up? The intelligence pool is so low that I can't even, it's turning into a joke. And I'm sorry, there is far too much education out there for us to fall into these traps and allow people who do not have your best interests at heart to be using your taxes, not in this country or their country, everywhere else. Everywhere else. It goes to everywhere else. And mainly their back pockets. It goes in and then it comes back in. So anyway, I'm going to leave you with those thoughts. If you get arrested for agreeing with my thoughts, I'm really sorry about that. But again, the whole policing system, I believe in the police. I respect the police. I believe that they are there to help people. Someone breaking into my house, someone robbing me, someone trying to abuse me. Guess what? They've never been able to help me in that. But have a thought that they don't like, and come on, let's get real. It's 2024. Let's it's like have a shave, get rid of all bullshit, and start moving forward. I'm going to leave you there. So please like, share, and get the message out there.